This is Chris Lee of Southeastern 14, presented by Bearded Iris, here to recap SEC baseball action from Friday, April the 21st. Let's start in Knoxville, probably the best game of the night. Tennessee trails Vanderbilt 3-1 in Knoxville heading into the ninth inning. Vanderbilt's got closer Nick Maldonado on. He'd given up one run all year, while the Vols hit two solo home runs off him to send that to extra innings and get a walk-off from Griffin Merritt in the 12th inning, solo home run. So Tennessee takes the first game of that series. Couple of things for Tennessee. I've said this time and time again. I think the Vols in their foundation are still potentially a really good team. And Tennessee has kind of mixed the pieces up pitching-wise. I think that was a good move by Tony Vitello. Andrew Lindsay, who'd been their closer, goes 6 2/3 innings, takes advantage of what was a little bit of a wide strike zone for both teams. He strikes out 10 guys, walks 2, goes a season-high 6 2/3 innings, puts Tennessee in position to come back, and Chase Burns strikes out 7 guys in the last 3 innings. I think Chase Burns is a better option out of the bullpen. He's got a devastating slider, fastball combo. That fastball hit 100 last night. I think that's just going to work better for Chase Burns. Tennessee strikes out 19 Vandy hitters. Now, Vandy strikes out 15 Vols on their own. Carter Holton was really good last night, basically untouchable, other than a home run off him early. That was by Zane Denton. But Tennessee gets a much-needed win and takes a 1-0 lead in that series. Okay, South Carolina has now taken the series from Florida with a 2-0 lead in that one. Carolina wins the game 5-2 on Friday night. By the way, a theme in the SEC Friday night. Where did all of this pitching suddenly come from? I noticed in the Tennessee-Vandy game, the strike zone was bigger. I don't know if that was the case in other games, so some of you watching, let me know. I'd be interested to know. But all of a sudden, everybody can pitch again, and it's kids that haven't necessarily gotten the job done all year or getting it done on Friday night. And that starts with Jack Mahoney. He goes 5 innings, gives up 2 runs, both earns. Jack Caglianone hits a home run for Florida. But other than that, the Gators offense managed, 8 hits and only 2 for extra base, including Caglianone's home run. For South Carolina, it seems like we say this every night. Ethan Petry hits a home run. So does Cole Messina. The Carolina bullpen, which is really, really good. Eli Jones gives Carolina 3 innings, and Chris Veach, their soft tosser, gives him an inning with 2 strikeouts to close that one out and get the save. For Florida, Hurston Waldrop was okay, gives up 5 runs, all earned in 6 innings, strikes out 10, walks 3. That's an improvement for the Gators, who walked, 6 on Friday night. That's just been an issue for Florida all year. But anyway, Carolina is now ahead in that series. 2-0 has taken it. We'll see if Carolina can sweep on Saturday. And frankly, I think Carolina right now playing the best ball of anybody in the SEC. It was the Paul Skenes show in Oxford again. Not an elite start like we've seen, but again, good enough. Skenes gives up 3 runs, all those earned in 6 innings. Griffin Herring closes that out with 3 scoreless. The Tigers get a grand slam from Tommy White in this game. That was more than enough for a 7-3 win. Will Furness hits a home run for Ole Miss. His dad played at LSU, so that was kind of a neat moment. That was his 3rd of the year. Ole Miss sitting at 3-13 and pretty much dead and buried in terms of regional hopes, barring a miracle or a trip to Hoover, if they can even get there. That ends with some pitching that they don't have right now. Hunter Elliott, I think, scheduled to throw Saturday, so I'll be interested to see how that goes. Our channel is presented by Bearded Iris. It is Nashville's home for a beer that is unapologetically itself, memorably composed, and fun to drink. Bearded Iris offers a wide variety of hop-focused offerings like IPAs and DIPAs, as well as selected fruited sours, stouts, and a new hard seltzer. Support those who support our channel, and thanks to Bearded Iris for being our title sponsor at the moment. Okay, Georgia. I said, where's this pitching coming from? Charlie Goldstein, Georgia's lefty, has kind of come out of nowhere to be a real force in that number 2 spot. He throws 6 shutout innings against a really good Arkansas lineup, strikes out 5. They handed off to the bullpen, which wasn't great, but it was good enough. Georgia got 4 home runs. You don't see this often. Cole Wagner, Sebastian Murillo, Fernando Gonzalez and Mason LaPlante each hit their 4th home run of the year. What's the odds of that happening 2/3 of the way in the season in the same game? For Arkansas, Will McIntyre wasn't great. That's kind of been the case for him often. He's not dominant. He goes 4 innings, gives up 6 earned. I think he gave up all of the home runs. Cody Adcock comes on after him, goes 3 and gives up a run, but it was too late. Arkansas had spotted Georgia too much. So Georgia now 6-11 in the SEC and top 25 in the RPI. Look out for the Bulldogs. If they can string together enough wins, that RPI squarely in the territory where Georgia can get an at-large bid. And Arkansas still leads in the West, but Razorbacks need to take care of business on Saturday and get a win in Athens, where Georgia's been a little bit tougher to beat, I think, than people have realized. Okay, Auburn. Tommy Vail, I feel like this has been a recurring theme. He gives Auburn 5 strong innings, strikes out 10, doesn't give up any runs. The bullpen is able to close it out and hang on for a 2-1 win over Mississippi State, which again has suddenly found pitching. Cade Smith goes 6 innings, up 1 run, strikes out 6. Nate Dohm, their ace reliever, they bring him on and burn him in that game. That might turn out to cost the Bulldogs down the line because Dohm is their best arm, and you were really kind of hoping, if you're State, to use him in a win. Let's see what happened in this game offensively. McMurray hits a home run for Auburn. Only, 4 hits for Auburn and just 4 hits from Mississippi State. So this is not a game where a few weeks ago we would have expected a pitcher's duel, but that's what they got. And again, I didn't get to see any of this game. I'm interested to see if the strike zones got bigger in some other games, because I don't know how else you explain all this sudden surge of pitching other than maybe it got a little bit cooler as rain moved in across some places last night. Okay, the final game we'll talk about, Alabama beats Missouri 6-4. Big win for Alabama. I've said all along, I think this team was better than people think. They've done an amazing job of cobbling together quality pitching despite some big injuries. Luke Holman goes 4 in his start, gives up 3 runs, but just 1 of those earned. The bullpen duo of Hagan Banks and Alton Davis was really good in relief. They combined for 5 innings to give up 3 hits and 1 run, did not walk anybody. Alabama's veteran lineup, guys, Dominic Tamez, Andrew Pinckney, both guys that have played a lot of college baseball, each hit a home run. So did Jackson West. Dylan Leach, the catcher for Missouri, hits a home run. And Chandler Murphy, their left-handed transfer starter from Arizona, was pretty good again. He goes 5 1/3, gives up 3 runs, 2 earns. Austin Trosser, though, they're asking a lot of Trosser and Franklin, it seems. Both those guys pitched, and Trosser gives up 3 runs, all earned in an inning and 2/3, as Missouri drops now to, 5-7 in the SEC. Alabama now 7-9, and would clearly be a regional team if the regionals were picked today. All right, A&M and Kentucky didn't play, so they've got a doubleheader on Saturday. We'll recap Saturday's games probably for you Sunday morning, maybe late Saturday night. We'll probably drop that, though, on Sunday morning so you can get a handle on everything that happened on Saturday in the SEC. And then Sunday's games, we'll recap and drop that for you probably on Sunday morning. Best way to get all our stuff, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. That helps our analytics. We'll have bracketology and power rankings and maybe some other stuff coming up next week. I'm Chris Lee of Southeastern 14, presented by Bearded Iris. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you again soon.